Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. We are back again today, and we're talking about a state that has also been getting a lot of attention, and that is the state of Ohio. And yes, the state of Ohio is basically like Florida. Like Fox News said, they are correct when it comes to this, except for the abortion measure. Well, I'll give it to Ohio. Both Florida and Ohio voted have the same views when it comes to the abortion. They voted overwhelmingly in favor for it. Florida's abortion amendment didn't pass because of that. As you know, it has to reach 60% in order for it to pass. But Florida and Ohio voted the same amount of percentage points, kinda, in that same area in favor of that bill. But despite that, all liberals are seething over Ohio now. They're saying it's a fascist state because they're mad that, of course, we flipped a Senate seat there. Bernie Moreno, which we predicted would win. We were absolutely correct on that. And as a result to that said backlash, they're even more mad that Ohio shifted to the likely Republican. I mean, let's be honest. Not one said prediction Atlas said it was going to be a leaning Republican, and we've seen in recent years that 2012 it voted for Obama decisively. It voted for him pretty decisively, you'll see. But in 2016, it shifted dramatically to the right. You're looking at Obama getting 50% to the next Democratic nominee, Hillary Clinton, getting 43%. That's garbage. That's horrible. 43%? And that's a 51 to 43%. If you do the math, that is an exact around I would say that was about over 5-point victory for Donald Trump. I was reading this one right here. Ohio was 10.2% more Republican than the national average in 2016. And speaking of national average, Ohio has predicted every single election victory. They had predicted of course, it voted always for the winner of the presidential election until 2020. This long streak lasted from 1964 for Lyndon B. Johnson all the way to Joe Biden. And now a lot of people will go up to me and say, actually, Donald Trump won the 2020 election, so the streak's going on. Well, I'm not going to challenge those arguments on this channel. We believe in free speech in this channel, and we believe that those who do believe Donald Trump won the presidential election, you know what? We're not going to challenge that. It's you to believe. Do I think Donald Trump won the 2020 presidential election? I don't think that the votes, I definitely think there was definitely a lot of scandal in the 2020 election, and in which there was a lot of votes that haven't been counted. There was a backroom deals and backroom scenes, but if there wouldn't be any backroom scenes and deals, I still would have thought Joe Biden would have won, simply because Donald Trump, despite he could have overperformed and all that stuff, I do think that the writing was pretty much on the wall when it came to the basically history, how history usually repeats itself. If Donald Trump would have won 2020, that would have been unprecedented. Just like if Kamala Harris would have won 2024, thankfully she didn't, that would have been unprecedented. But that's my opinion. That's not the fact. That's not the truth. Of course, you guys have an absolute right to disagree with me. But back what I was saying, so yeah, Donald Trump just nailed it in Ohio. And a lot of people keep forgetting, and they do not give Ohio and Republicans credit for their performance in 2022. 2022 was a red wave in Ohio, which in 2020 was a swing state. Everyone went into 2020 election thinking it was going to be a swing state. Was it a swing state? No, it wasn't a swing state. In 2020, it clearly jumped out of the swing state hoop. Everyone thought 2016, it will go dramatically to Joe Biden. Let's see. And yeah, Donald Trump was winning an average in, of course, the average in 2020. There's no aggregate 0.9, right? It was like super, super, super tight. Tight. And as a result, when it came to this, yeah, these polls are just dead. But as a result, I mean, yeah, looking at all this here, interesting. But yeah, it said leading Republican, but it was tight. ABC News and NPR was saying it's going to be a toss-up. And now we go to 2024, and it's going to be solid Republican. You got some networks saying it was going to be solid. Kamala Harris couldn't win any poll. She didn't even win one poll in Ohio. In fact, I don't think she even campaigned there. That was horrible. And then again, you have the incumbent Senator Sherrod Brown, soon to be ousted, and he was ousted, thankfully. You have Sherrod Brown, who actually came out and said, in this, he didn't want to be anywhere near Harris because he knows, as much as everyone else in Ohio, that Kamala Harris is horrible for the working class. Sherrod Brown ran this pro-abortion campaign similar to Kamala Harris, but he needed to get those auto workers on board with him. Did they follow him? Well, let's just say Bernie Moreno did better than Trump. Well, did not so good compared to Trump. And I give him credit because he's going against a juggernaut. Sherrod Brown is a juggernaut who's been winning. I think Sherrod Brown, in my opinion, has carried every county. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Sherrod Brown, we can always look that up in our Senate election. Sherrod Brown, I want to believe, carried every county in his political history. Keep in mind, he was, I want to believe, the Attorney General. So, yeah, he carried an overwhelming majority of counties in Ohio. Definitely carried a majority, and that's this guy was just like comparable to Bob Casey, and just like Bob Casey, he was ousted pretty much blatantly, straight out the ballot. But looking at these said results here, Donald Trump overwhelmingly won Ohio. Can it be won back? I doubt it. I honestly doubt it. And whoever as you know, Governor DeWine puts in the said Senate to represent Ohio, I guess it's really up in the brew. I was saying Vivek. I wanted Vivek in there, but Vivek, God bless his soul, though, he said, no, I'm not going to run. He therefore will, then said, he is deciding, he of course is sharing that cabinet position, the Department of Government Efficiency with Elon Musk. And I think, yeah, you know what? Whatever God has planned for Vivek, I think it's going to be a good one. Of course, I would have loved to see Vivek be a U.S. Senator, and who knows, maybe he'll throw a governor run, because I think DeWine he can't run for re-election. We can always check. 2026 United States gubernatorial. Yeah, DeWine can't run for re-election. You'll see it's bright red. He is term limited, and he will be out. And the question is, who will replace him? Publicly expressed Vivek, publicly expressed. And I think spending 2 years being a part of the Department of Government Efficiency will help him in that long run. But Robert Sprague has an overwhelming majority and good chance of winning. Of course, he will have to. That's disputed with Dave Yost. So you got three important individuals: John Husted, Robert Sprague, and Dave Yost in 2026. And Vivek, I think all four has a good chance in winning. And we got one declared, though. Heather Hill, entrepreneur, Ohio commissioner. Oh, yeah, the Democrats haven't got someone out. But who knows? Sherrod Brown, please don't. He could throw the ring for governor. But we'll see. We'll absolutely see. And I think people are done with Sherrod Brown. He's been in there since 2006, but I don't want to speak more about this because I want to do another video. But let's just say I'll tell you, we were absolutely correct on the county alignment, guys. We were not so right about as you know, we were 2 points off. We predicted that Trump would win by 53% of the popular vote. Harris 45%. Harris underperformed by 2. I'm telling you, we give Harris so much despite being a conservative outlet. But it was exactly the same as the 2020 election. of course, the margins shift. They shifted. So, yes, we got these two counties going in favor for Harris. This county voted for Trump, but this in 2016, it voted for Biden in 2020 and decides to stay with Democrats in 2024. So if you are a Democrat Ohioan, there's something to smile about. However, I'm going to point out to this county right at the tippy top, like to the west of Cleveland, I want to believe. Yeah, Cleveland, right here. And that county, we can take a look and observe, that is Lorain County. Lorain County, which you could say very well, is very influenced by Cleveland. But unfortunately for the Democrats, that county has shifted dramatically to the right. Yes, it is actually Trump came up very close in 2020. He ended up winning that county, despite being, of course, an unpopular president, which surprised a lot of people in Ohio. And this was just a sign that Ohio was going on this rightward trend. Okay, rightward trend. And now you have a 6-point win in 2024. Basically, it's just displaying, yeah, Lorain County's red, but however, in some elections, let's say, I want to believe Sherrod Brown won this election, and I'm not surprised. He's Sherrod Brown. He's a juggernaut, and I expected Mahoning, I want to believe. Is that Mahoning right here? Yeah, it almost went to our friend, not our friend, Sherrod Brown, but he carried Lorain. And then again, this race was within 4%. But I'll tell you, we expected all the way through that Sherrod Brown. We actually had Sherrod Brown winning throughout this whole entire thing. 2022, even the vice president-elect, who was a former senator, now going to be the vice president, current senator right now, J.D. Vance, he couldn't carry Lorain, but he did win without of the 5% margin. And seeing that Tim Ryan was a U.S. presidential election candidate really spoke volume over how Ohio was going. And of course, yeah, they'll bring up, the abortion amendment. You got to understand, though, that abortion, a lot of Republicans support abortion rights too. I mean, Republicans are divided over the issue of abortion. Sure, you got a couple, even the establishment is divided over abortion. You got Susan Collins in the Senate that supports abortion. You got Lisa Murkowski from Alaska who supports abortion. You have so many pro-abortion Republicans here through. You got the governor of Vermont, Phil Scott. He supports abortion. Larry Hogan, who lost his Senate race, as we predicted, in Maryland, he supports abortion. You got so many Republicans that say, hey, you know what? We support codifying Roe. That's why they're rhinos. But then there are establishment pawns, like, I want to believe, Mitt Romney, George Bush, that are so lukewarm when it comes to abortion. I wouldn't say Trump is lukewarm. If he was lukewarm when it came to abortion, he wouldn't have made those cabinet appointments. And I'm not saying those were horrible like the left wants us to believe, but I'm telling you, this is why Ohioans, they came out at mass to support that abortion ballot measure from last year. If you can always look at that video from a year ago, but yeah, they went out at mass in support of that abortion measure, and that wasn't all Democrats. Sure, the turnout was mainly Democrats. Democrats had more motivation in that sort of measure, but there were also Republicans, Libertarians, Independents, and moderates that came in support of that ballot measure. But when you put parties into it, like a Republican and a Democrat, and this huge contested race, like a governor, Senate, or a presidential race, Ohio was pretty much red, deep red. And that's what it's looking like right now. You got red suburbs, even in Cleveland. In Cleveland, part of the reason why Ohio's no longer in contest is Cleveland's got it's shifted so to the right. Like, it's in a 60% margin range. You cannot win with Cleveland being as in 60% range. Take a look at Ohio. Yeah, same deal. In 2012, Obama won Ohio. It's same deal. Cleveland, 60% range. But to back that up, they had suburbs, okay? And they even had the coasts. This county right here, Erie County, pretty populated. And Toledo was solid blue for a while. But now Toledo is becoming more like it's a battleground now. It's been so light blue now. And that's not reinforcing the Democrats at all when it comes to winning here. And I don't think Cleveland has ever got to the solid point. Cuyahoga County, we got to stop calling it Cleveland. So, yeah, 65, 60. It's been in the 60% and 50% range. The last time it's voted out of the 60% margin was in 1964. The blue wave year, and it only voted for Johnson by 71%. So then again, Cleveland is not really Cuyahoga County is not really the biggest, bluest county, and this is all Cleveland right here, 70%. Guys, Minneapolis, St. Paul, they vote for Democrats at an 80% clip. Cleveland can do better. I honestly believe they can. But honestly, I am. Then again, a lot of people say I was spot on. I did not expect. I took a gamble with predicting that Trump, basically the election results, were going to look like the same from 4 years ago. That was a gamble, believe it or not. It was a big gamble, and it turns out I was right. I don't get anxiety from being wrong with my predictions. I want to be accurate, and guess what? A majority of my predictions, I have been wrong, and I expected that going in, because U.S. states are easy. But counties, there are not many county analysts, and I'm the only conservative analyst, or just analyst in general, that looks at counties. I think Election Predictions does it too, but I do it every day, or almost every day, majority of the time. So what do you guys think in regards to Ohio? It's like another Florida, I'm telling you, and we can all agree with that. I'm surprised and the reason why Democrats are demonizing Florida more, because they rejected that abortion measure, and it's a part of the South. It's a part of that stereotype. And it's Ohio. They're saying Ohio's becoming fascist. The reason why they're saying it's not fascist yet is because of that silly abortion measure they passed in 2023. But, at least they protected women's rights. Yeah, the thing was, the Gen Z woman that rallied on the issue of abortion didn't come out at mass because abortion is already enshrined in Ohio's constitution. Our work here is done. November 2023. That was posted. Our work here is done. Now let's focus on the economy. Let's focus on immigration, and not to tell you, there's Springfield, Illinois, that they love to talk about too much. Yeah, Ohioans think that's a huge issue, what's going on in Springfield. Yes, Springfield is a majority Haitian, a lot of Haitian communities, but then again, we have so many coming in, and we don't have a problem with Haitians coming into Ohio. Absolutely not. And then again, we don't gaslight diversity and equity and inclusion. We don't have a problem. We just mind our own business. We see someone who's foreign, mind your own business. We don't think it's good or bad. What we think is bad and ridiculous is where we put so much emphasis on color and race. But when we have chaos going on, we have hotels being taken over by, you could call them cartels, Tren de Aragua, all these people that we don't even know who exists. That's a problem. And Democrats are tired, Ohioans are tired of Democrats taking a crisis and not even just taking it seriously, but using that crisis without planning to do anything to fix it to their advantage to make Trump look bad. And that's just disgusting. So anyway, what do you guys think in regards to our video? Pretty long video, because Ohio has been a huge, it's been a swing state, the swingiest of swing states, as Brett Barr put it at Fox News on election night. Swingiest of swing states. It is, however, a solid Republican, and has been for the first time, I want to believe, you could say it was decisively Republican in the 80s. It's disputed, really, but it's now Republican, and we're going to try to keep it that way. But anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know down below, and as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.